This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
Thank God we have a mute button.
Oh my God, mute. Yeah.
Mute.
Mute.
Hello and welcome to the Latics Football Phone-In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, Sexy Dave.
Walking football. Dave scored tonight.
I did. Left foot, Norwood. No celebrate. I did celebrate.
You didn't celebrate, did you?
Didn't celebrate.
No. Smashed it in the top corner. I scored one
Top
past
bin.
you, though,
The
didn't I?
keeper.
When you were in the net.
Marking was atrocious. I was just left stranded. But
nobody thought you were going to score. That's why. It's like, you don't need to mark, Dave.
It was side foot, absolute peach of a goal, and it went top bins.
Top bins.
Top bins, Bradley.
Well then.
Talking about bins and rubbish.
Yeah. Is tonight going to be a morning or what? Or I mean, Tuesday night, Dave. Let's get right into the nitty gritty. It was shocking, wasn't it?
Can I just say something?
Yeah, you can. Sure, Dave.
I have lost faith in Mickey Mellon.
Have you lost faith in Mickey Mellon, listeners, viewers?
One up front against a part-time team with 5 midfielders. It was absolute tripe. I'm surprised fans aren't asked for the money back and to blame the referee Brabbing. Blame the referee, blame the players, blame this, blame that. You set it up wrong, you didn't research the opponent, we got caught on the break, which was going to happen because our midfielders don't take a shot. We were absolute rubbish, and it's down to the tactics implied by our management team. It's not good enough. Sutton was a warning. Maidenhead is now an alarm bell. We're in trouble if we carry on with these negative, rubbish tactics.
Do you agree? Jenny says, agree 100% with Dave?
Yeah.
100%? Yeah, you don't get that very often, do you?
Well,
not 100%.
Not 100%.
No. It was, look, slow, boring football, no creativity or ideas. The thing is, right, we knew that Maidenhead, I knew that Maidenhead were going to let us have the ball, but they were not interested in the ball, were they, at all? Like, they weren't interested. They just let us have it. We were able to throw it out from the keeper to the defenders. We were under no pressure whatsoever. So we were in complete control of the game, complete control of the ball. Our one objective was to break them down. And over 90 minutes with the ball, complete ease, we couldn't do it. We just could not do it. So in terms of the striking options up front, Norwood's not fit, apparently. But if he's fit enough to come off the bench, he's fit enough to start, for me. Billy Waters is the other fit striker that we've got. He didn't make an appearance off the bench at all. So there wasn't clearly the intention, was there? He seemed to think that we could play with this 3 up front, but it doesn't work that way, does it? It just ended up being a 1 up front, and it was obvious virtually from the kickoff that was the way it was looking.
They came for a point, and then they got us on the break. And actually, it was a great finish by their striker, but Raglan getting turned like that, he should have put the lad into Rose's head. It was just, if you could put our performance into a moment in that game, it was Raglan's getting turned. It was just rubbish.
It was rubbish. Anyway, let's bring in Mr. Oldham, who's waiting backstage, and to have a chat about it. How are you doing, Andy?
I'm doing really well, and I'm really pleased I wasn't there on Tuesday, by the sounds of it.
You know what? It was as flat an atmosphere as you could possibly imagine. It was really, really eerily quiet, and it was pretty grim, really. And you know what? I just did not think they were going to score. Just knew they weren't going to score. Could have been there all night. We wouldn't score.
Yeah, no. The right was on the card as soon as you saw the team selection. It was a bit. It's just frustrating. So frustrating. When you think where we were before Christmas, I thought we were on, things were looking pretty
Me,
positive, weren't
me,
they?
me and
With
Matt,
the chat.
me and Matt discussed it and was like, oh yeah, the crowd was really flat. Well, I have every doubt because before about 10 to 7, everyone was sort of buzzing. We'll get past
Yeah.
after Sutton. Then that team came out, one up front, and everything just went, oh, where I was. It was just like, what is this? What is this? I was watching it in the first half, right? Other than Pep missing a glaring opportunity, there's nothing, was there? There's just nothing. Kitchen is scared of the ball. Kitchen doesn't want the ball. He doesn't advance forward. He's playing on very low confidence. Everyone's saying stop being negative. Stop being negative. Well, that's for people who work, who work within the club, and it's like, well, I'm not being negative, but how can I not be negative when I'm seeing these tactics where every time we try and advance forward, we stop at the halfway line and then play it backwards. Pep, for all his trying, and he did try, and Rossiter did okay. Pritchard again, he had a lot of endeavour, but we can't win with just trying hard. We've got to be creative. We've got to pass through the lines. We've got to penetrate teams. When we had the ball for a throw-in, there was not one player moving, and it's an invasion game, isn't it? You know what I mean? We've got to move into space and move forward. It's just absolute crap. It's crap.
Andy, you're a stats man, aren't you, Andy?
Well, I'm pretty.
And
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
The home form is the problem, isn't it?
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah. I mean, last game I was at Solihull, and that wasn't fantastic, was it? But at no stage at Solihull did I think we were going to lose it. Especially when, once we got the goal, I was absolutely, most times when it's like that, last 5 minutes, you start getting a bit nervous about it. But in that game, I thought midfield were on top of it. They controlled the ball. Well, Pep was superb in that game. I thought really liked the way he collected the ball from the goalkeeper, took it forwards. Yeah, we didn't get too many chances, but I felt comfortable with it. I get the impression the last two games they didn't look comfortable. And one thing to say about the Mayday game, it would appear to me we were out-meloned in the tactics. Keep a clean sheet and get a goal and keep it tight and win the game. Or get a draw.
They did nothing. They did nothing, Andy. They turned up and they sat back and they wasted as much time as they could, and they did all the things that you'd expect a part-time team that is down the bottom of the table on a Tuesday night at Latics to do. So there was absolutely no surprise for the management team at Latics. There was no surprise for the players. They did what you'd expect them to do. And, they did not try to get the ball forward. And they got forward a couple of times, but they made no effort. And the really, really disappointing thing is, and the worrying thing is that they've said in the interviews, they said after the Sutton game that teams are going to come to Boundary Park and they're going to, try and play for a point. Like, they come in there thinking, this is going to be a tough game. Let's sit back, and we've got absolutely no answer to it whatsoever, and that's the worrying thing.
No, I think about why we're allowing these teams to come like that and not be able to break them down. And I think I saw it on Twitter, and I mentioned it on Twitter in one of my posts at one point, saying we don't seem to have any midfield players who are prepared to just have a go from 20, 25 yards and hit a screamer. Yeah, they're not all going to go in, but it can't be any worse than what we're showing now. And if nothing else, if you show your intent that you're going to have a go, it puts the defenders in two minds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it gets the crowd on side, Andy. It gets the crowd on side.
Yeah. And I think Thunderp had one effort, didn't he, which just went over the bar. I don't know whether that was on Tuesday or the Sutton game. But you think, well, the crowd raised to that, don't they? You don't have to do it all the time, but you should be at least getting 3, 4, 5 shots in from midfield in a game, and midfield that can hit it. Once you've got a goal, I feel like if you get ahead in a game like that where they've come to be negative, then once you've got that opening goal, the whole game changes. Really.
Yeah, but we didn't show anything, did we? We showed zero, zilch, nada, nothing.
I know, and that's what I don't understand. I'm just going to move you off the actual past, and there's just a few little moans, if you like. Well, not moans. First of all, the game on Saturday was that Sutton? Yeah, I was down in Bristol, and I was trying to listen to it on iPlayer. Absolutely zilch, couldn't get any commentary whatsoever. And it got me thinking, that surely the club can do better than what they are doing with the social media content and their ability for fans like me who are away to actually hear a decent bit of commentary about the game. And I compare it with what I've been seeing from the rugby lads. I know it's a funny old thing, but their media content is superb. The interviews with Sean Long and the manager, and whenever I've listened to the commentary, I don't listen that often to their commentary because I'm not a rugby fan, but I did listen to it a few times. It was always top quality. It was really good, really clear, easy to listen to. The one with Latics I play, it's just like, it's hit and miss. And most of the time, I did watch the Sutton game back, the full match on a couple of days after the game, and all they were talking about most of the game was whether people could hear the commentary and whether the sound was working. And is somebody in France, and you weren't getting any commentary about the match because they were going on about whether you could hear what they were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, I've heard other people say this, Andy, about it, because obviously I don't listen to it at all, so I don't know. But I've heard this. I can't
decide whether you're lucky or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure the club are aware of it.
Perhaps they should go over and have a chat with the rugby lads. I mean, I presume they're in an office just down the way from them, and find out why they can do it so much better than the Latics can.
Do you know why the probably commentary's shy? Because they've got nothing to talk about on the pitch because it's that bad. Give them the due. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It is so poor. I'm not really bothered about the commentary and the media team. I'm not trying to cut you off there, Andy, but we have to. If we want to get promoted and we want to go up, we need to talk about what do we do next. What if we get beat on Saturday and then we get beat off Barnet? What happens? What would you be doing? Because we're at the crucial period now. We can't have a rinse and repeat of last season, and everyone's going, "Don't be negative. Don't be negative." That was dire on Tuesday, and it was dire against Sutton. We were fortunate against Fylde. Do you know what I mean? Fylde were a poor team, but we made that hard work. Solihull, it wasn't the best of games. Again, a poor team. If we come up against Barnet, we could be getting absolutely done.
We'll probably beat Barnet though, won't we? That's the way it goes.
We're also seeing when it's not expected, they do okay and they can win. So any game they play, they can go out. That's it. You can't approach any game with any degree of confidence as to what's going to happen, because they can play well against some of these teams, but they're equally capable of playing absolute dross. And you just don't know what's going to happen until you arrive at the ground. It would be nice to turn up the ground thinking, yeah, we know how we're going to play today. This is going to go well, or at least we're going to give it a good go. You just never judge what you're going to get. I mean, I've gone up to Dagenham on Saturday, and well, there you go. You have to go, don't you? Because there's always that hope you're going to get a result.
Well, you've more chance away from home than you have at home. Yeah. So you.
Statistically, yeah, we have at the moment. It's but even so, Dagenham. I've looked at past results against Dagenham. And every game has been, apart from one, it's been a 1-goal difference or a draw. And the one where we won by 2 goals, that was 2 goals in the last 2 minutes of the game. Which gives
that was 4-2, wasn't it? Yeah, Boundary Park.
Yeah, that's a couple of years ago, I think. But so we haven't got a great track record against them. I went last year. I'm going again this year because I did enjoy it last year. In the fact that I thought the ground's quite nice. It's quite a good atmosphere. You're quite capable of getting a reasonable atmosphere in the way in there, I think.
Yeah. And I also James Marlon makes a good point here. We have one player with pace in the squad who, and that's our problem.
That's another problem. I thought Pritchard was supposed to have a little. Isn't he supposed to be a winger left-sided?
He's got a bit of energy about him and that, but I mean, yeah.
He didn't penetrate, did he, on Tuesday though?
No.
So.
No. Anyway, listen, Andy, we need to move on because it won't surprise you that because we lost against Maidenhead, we do have callers this week, so we do need to move through.
James, get ready.
But yeah, thanks a lot, Andy. Yeah. Enjoy your trip to Dagenham. Obviously, keep your ear out for some facts about Dagenham. Might give you some inspiration for things to do on Saturday. Have a good one.
Cheers.
And we'll see you. We'll see you soon. Yeah, the country part. Yeah, exactly. We'll see you soon, mate.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Right, let's bring James.
James is showing us his pussy just before.
Hey.
I
might
get you attention.
There you go.
Guys. You all
How
right?
are you doing? Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
talking
I just
about a cat.
I thought I'd show you the pussy, just like our team the other night. Absolute fucking shite. Honestly, I've never seen out like it. I've never seen out like it. The unwillingness to fucking win, to have a bit about them, just to go. I've never seen a team run up, stop, turn right, and go, oh shit, where is it? All right, give it Caprice. That was our plan all night. Give it Caprice. Give it Caprice. I want him gone, me. Fuck it, Mellon out. Honestly, I've had enough now. You asked me when I first came on, Dave. I said, last season when should he be given a chance and all that? I said, no, let him get his own players and all that. Build his own team. Well, he's basically brought in 2 teams now, hasn't he? Player wise, and not one of them has pace. What we doing? You know what I mean? Can we afford to blow this opportunity in the playoffs? I don't think we can as a club. I think it'll cost more to miss out, getting promoted than it will sack him. I think you'd rather go all in or go all out. We're going to be in here for years. You know what?
There is I have to agree. There is a danger that if this is a prime opportunity, and I get the argument. We're still 4th. We've only lost 3 or 4 or 5 this season. 6, but it starts setting a trend then, and we get stuck in a rut. And at the moment, we are well in the rut. So he either needs to get us out of it quickly.
I mean, I need to offer balance, right? We were off. No. I know our own form's been poor, but we come off the back of being unbeaten in 5, right? 3 wins, 2 draws, right? So to say we were in a rut, okay. At home now, the past 3 games, we've drawn 2, lost 1 against teams we should have been beating. I'll take a draw against Tottenham, I suppose. It's not the worst result; they're a decent side. But then the Sutton game and the Maidenhead, we had to win those games. So yeah, the problem is this lack of consistency. We were on a terrible run during January, then we went on to a good run early Feb, 5 games. It's just this lack of consistency. Now, the thing is we're 10 points clear of Southend, who are in the last place just below the playoffs. And we're in 4th. I would be very, very surprised if the board were to get rid of Mickey Mellon at this stage in the season. I just can't see it happening at all.
Fleetwood did it to Mellon when they're in 4th.
Well, but I just again with
it's about performances though. Like, although when we have won, all the ones we've won, we've been shy. We've not been good. We've not. I don't think I've been entertained once this season. I was stood there. I went without my lad this week because he was at his mum's, so I just went on my own, and I was just stood there in absolute disbelief. I just thought, why am I coming? I've never been so bored watching football, and I love football. It's so awful. I can't even. I mean, we can't make it up, can we? I don't want to go all in and just be sort of doom and gloom just because we've lost, but I'm on about all season. It's boring. There's no atmosphere. They don't build anything. We don't have a good 20-minute spell of getting the ball through the lines. You know what I mean? Pressure. It's negative. Everything about it. What do we do? I
think we're all entitled to be critical of these performances 100%, and but we are still in 4th place.
Yeah.
And look, I'm just, we
won't
sacking the manager. You've got another. He's got another year on his contract. His remit this season is to get us up, get us in. Well, you don't know what his remit is.
I mean, James, have you lost faith in Mickey? James, have you lost faith in him?
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
So it's going to be really hard to get me back on side.
We've got to play Barnet. We've got to play York. We've got to play. We've got to play the top 7. Yeah, we don't win against the top 7. We've even got to play Southend. We've got to play Rochdale.
Halifax as well at home.
I can't see us picking up more than 10 points before the end of the season. I really can't. Tell me where I'm coming from. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, based on this year, based on the form this year, 2025 calendar year, it's not good enough. The club know it's not good enough. The board know it's not good enough. The management team know it's not good enough. We said it last week. It's up to the management team now to show us what they're capable of, and that means picking the right team, playing the right way to win football matches, especially at home. And they've failed to do that in the last 3 games, unfortunately.
That's it. Stubborn. That is exactly it. Mickey knows better, and he's all right. He's got the God-given right because he's the manager and he can. But if it's not working, and it's going to be a rinse and repeat of last year, which I'm really worried about, I'm. You know what? I honestly, I give up.
I would like we need manager bounce. That's what we need. It always happens. What a time scale.
It doesn't. First of all, it doesn't always happen. Secondly, we've got Unsworth was a mistake. He was on a contract. Then you're paying another manager off. It's all right if you've got billions to spend on contracts and wages. People moan about us wasting money on players and stuff. Well, we can't afford to waste money on paying off managers. It's not just Mickey Mellon, it's Brabin and all that. You know what I mean? So there's two sides to every story. Sorry, we're having a bit of internet issue here. We might keep dropping.
If we don't get promoted, though, it's going to cost us 750,000 nearer there. You know what I mean? That's what it's worth getting promoted, isn't it? Oh, I think I've lost you.
Hello, we're back. Sorry, we lost you there. We just had a bit of a Wi-Fi drop out.
It's at our end. So.
I was just saying, if we don't get promoted, it's going to cost us probably 750,000. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I think the thing that I'm worried about
why have we not gone out and spent? Nobody gets out of this league unless you've got a 30-goal striker, have we? But yet we've not committed, even as a club. I'm not criticising Frank or anything. It's up to the manager to bring in players. But we've not gone, right, you know what? It's going to cost us $8,000 a week. We'll get him in. He's going to bang in goals left, right, centre. For example, I'm not saying we get him, but Paul Mullins not playing at all for Wrexham. They want him gone. Why not get him? There's that other lad. There's plenty of players out there that we could have gone and got, or and put our money where our mouth is. But instead, we stick with bleeding Norwood. I mean, he's more than past it, and he's gone. You're going to get one good game out of 6 with him, maybe. You know what I mean?
He's just injured, isn't he? He's just not been able to hit the ground.
He isn't injured, is he? He thinks he's better than he is. He used to be good. You know what I mean? He used to be able to have that attitude because he was good, but he's not that good now. He's all right, you know what I mean? He doesn't do enough, does he? He does more throwing his hands about, doesn't he?
Well, look, I mean, the thing is, in terms of the budget and stuff like that, I don't think we can afford to be giving one player $8,000 a week, and then that player potentially gets injured or whatever. It's just too much of a risk. Too much of a risk, I suppose. I know. Look, recruitment is another.
I'd rather bring in one good striker than 55 or whatever it is midfielders have brought in. It's just madness. I think he lost the plot. I think he's panicked and just lost the plot. And I supported Mellon. I was like, no, give him his 3 years. You know what I mean? Keep him to the end. We need to build on this. But I'm only going off what I see. You know what I mean? The guy's lost it.
I think there are. You have to be able to be critical and look at the season. I think you need to. For me, we need to wait to see how the season pans out. Yeah. I think we got a manager who has been there and done it. So you have to sort of there is some value in that when it actually gets to the playoffs itself. Because people will say, "Well, bring in such and such and bring in such and such." I don't know. It's everything's easy in hindsight, isn't it? Everything's easier after the event. So I don't think the club are going to get rid of Mellon unless we go on this spectacularly bad run and drop out of the playoffs, and it comes down to the last few games where maybe they will.
Too late. Then,
but I mean, I think
we're not going to beat Barnet, are we? We're going to get battered by Barnet. I watched the highlights of the night. They look absolutely fantastic. They look like everything that we're not. We're going to set up like we did against Maidenhead, and we're going to get picked apart. The same with York away. I can't see us going to Forest Green away. I mean, we beat them, but they played us off the park, really, didn't they, at that home game? It was all over us.
It's really bad.
I can't see it. So then we were relying on going away, beating like Dagenham and Redbridge. I can't see us picking up points at places like that. Maybe a point here and there, the odd win. I just don't see our home form suddenly changing to get us out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we're light up front, aren't we? We haven't got goals in us at the minute, and that's a real problem, obviously.
But that's down to the management, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, recruitment. I mean, look, we knew
the situation, didn't we?
there's definitely a post-mortem on this season to be done. I just think at the minute we are 10 points. We have a 10-point buffer in the playoffs and an experienced management team. I don't think changes are going to get made. Maybe they'll make a decision after the season. I just think that and again, it's kind of like it's one of these double-edged. It's like,
I know.
We need to try and back the team as much as we can, and hopefully get out this division. I can understand the frustration, but it's difficult to feel this. We should be buzzing at being near the top of the table, but people aren't, and it's understandable. Do you know what I mean? I get it. It's the last two games. The last three games have been home games. After coming off the back of those 3 away wins,
should have been 3-0,
2-0. It's
4-0.
disappointing.
You know what I mean?
I totally get it, and I want to see us coming out and attacking from the kickoff and having a go and playing some football. And I'd like to see the players, if they're getting coached to do certain things and it's not working, I'd like to see them take responsibility on the pitch and say, you know what. Go back into the game, and when he said, "Well, what were you doing?" and say, "Well, we won the game, didn't we?" That do you know what I mean? By winning the game by doing what is right on the time, rather than keep doing the same things like you said. Too predictable, 2 wingers out on the touchline, playing the ball across the pitch, playing it back, then trying to whip across in or over the midfield. It's too predictable. Where's the passing and the moving and the turning players and the having a shot? And there's got to be better footballers on the pitch to deliver that kind of attacking football, and if the coaching is so one-dimensional, then that's an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be coaching. It must be the manager telling him to do that. I can't see professional 100%. Football not, because we don't. If you put the pitch into 3, we don't go anywhere down the middle ever. If we go to the middle, then it just goes off to either side, and then we take forever to put it in the box because we give it caprice. And then he finally gets a ball in, and he's 6 at the back, and then we expect Fondop to either head it in, which is impossible at that speed of the ball coming in, or bring it down, turn and score. It's not going to happen, is it?
Kitchen needs to be doing more. Kitchen needs to be doing more because it's all caprice. Kitchen needs to bomb forward. How many times the other night did he stop at the 18-yard line and not try and get through? He's playing on such low confidence. You know what I mean? It's just shit.
Well, listen, James. Thanks for the call, mate. I really appreciate it. We've got Binman and Harry lined up. I'm going to bring. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot for getting. I'm going to bring Binman in now because off the back of that, James has lost all faith. Dave's got no faith here. Mickey Mellon is Binman's man. So this is gonna. I'm not sure how it's going to end with Harry
we've had it with me and Binman at the start.
Binman is going to tell us why we've got the right man in position. Binman.
Hiya, lads, you all right?
Aye. Are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm actually quite good, lads. But, after Tuesday, that was the worst performance I've seen in years. Mickey Mellon does have to take blame on Tuesday. Absolute big time he does that. Starting lineup was absolutely horrific and can't be condoned. But he has to stay. And my reasoning is, imagine the headlines. Oldham sack. Fourth place Oldham sack Mickey Mellon. People would look and say, "What you doing?"
Fleetwood did it.
Yes, but I don't care what Fleetwood did. This is Oldham. The end of the day, people are just happy just to keep shopping and changing. I want to answer now. Who the fuck do we bring in now to go and take us forward?
Luke Williams, Chris.
No.
Luke
No.
from Swansea.
Nah,
He's just been
not
sacked.
a chance.
So
No.
that's county up. No.
He's not going to go from Swansea down to national.
Well, he's not got a job.
We need to be realistic, lads. He's not going to come. He'll get a job in League One or League Two somewhere. Let's keep Mellon to the end of the season. If we fail, he has to go. With no point changing it now. If someone came in, I still, still might not get us up. Let's leave it to Mickey. And if at the end of the season he doesn't get us up, let him go.
So do you think then, Binman, that if he doesn't get us up this season, let's just say we finished the season quite strongly. We're in the playoffs. We get to Wembley, right? And we don't go up because, we go out, we lose on penalties, for example, right? So it's gone right down to the wire. Do you still think he needs to go at the end of the season? Or does he do they give him another season to build on and have a real go at the automatic spots next season?
If we lost in the final on penalties, I probably would give him another year and say, see how you get on. But if we're to finish fourth where we are now and we lost at home, let's say to Altrincham at home, then as soon as that game's finished, part ways. It's as simple as that. But we have to give him the season. We have to. I've seen it for years and years and years of chopping and changing managers. It's never worked. It never works. It never does. So let's leave it till the end of the season. We can kick and scream. We can do what we want. It's not going to change. It isn't going to change. We need to see it till the end of the season. We really do.
But we're in the playoffs last season in the same scenario with Mellon. All right, we had a different squad, but we just fell out.
We weren't like we were in the playoffs before Christmas last year, where we weren't in the playoffs at this stage last season. We weren't as comfortably in the playoffs.
But we were in the playoffs when Mellon came in. Weren't we?
It doesn't matter. Last season doesn't matter. We're fourth in the table now with 10 points clear of Southend. We've got a manager who's been there and done it. I am totally agree with you, Binman. I don't think changing the manager at this stage in the season is the right thing to do at all. But if it was
October now, and we're playing football like this, and we're not getting results, and it's turgid, then I'd said, you know what, there's time to salve it. We could get some recruitment in January, etc. We could actually, but it's now coming up to March, lads. We've got 2 months left of the season. Let's see how this season goes. If it doesn't end well, then yes, I'll be on behind and we'll go, got it wrong. He weren't the man to do it.
Binman, what would you, if you were Mickey Mellon now, what would you be doing now to try and change it? Would you recruit? Would you change the tactics? What would you be doing?
I'd change the tactics. I'd change the tactics, especially at home. At home, it's never been good at home, no matter who we've had in charge. I've even looked at the playoff seasons in 02, 03, 06, 07. Our home form worked great. I know it's history, but I'm trying to just explain how shit we have been at home for years. It's not just Mickey that's been bad at home. It's been Sheridan. It's been everyone. We've been crap at home for years. Our away form has dragged us there. If we win away, then sometimes the point's good at home and you think, well, we'll win away. But unfortunately, the last three, we haven't won at home. So it is disappointing. But the tactics at home, we just don't seem to play well at home. I don't know why. But Saturday, I have this on record. We will smash them on Saturday. We'll beat them. But then we got Barnet then on Saturday the week after, which probably beat them and go and lose to Eastleigh the week after. It's pure Oldham Athletic, and we all know this. But we have to see the season out, lads. We have to.
Binman,
would you recruit anyone else, Binman? Are we needing anyone else?
I'd get a centre forward in. I'd get a centre forward in, yeah.
Surely they must be trying to get a centre forward in. Well, listen, I just want to make a point on. Someone told me that about Dean Brennan, the Barnet manager. They saw something on DAZN about it, and it was that after every game he stays behind 4 hours. Well, it might be a home game. I don't know if he's on the away games, and he analyses the game and he prepares the training for the week ahead. So. This is a young manager who's obviously got big aspirations in the game, very, very, very thorough in his preparation,
passionate as well.
And it's paying dividends because they're top of the league. And I don't know what Mickey Mellon does. I'm not saying he doesn't do that. I'm not saying he does do that, but I'm just saying that there is an attention to detail there. And you look at all the top coaches, their attention to detail is absolute, and their preparation is impeccable. That is the difference. And when I look at that Latics team, particularly at home, I do not see a team that is. That looks as if it's been prepared with meticulous preparation and detail, and a squad that has been built to do specific thing other than the very, very basic football, which is this humping and all that. So, those are the worrying things. And I think in terms of next season, season ticket sales are down this season, and even though we might finish in the playoff spaces this season. The quality of product at Boundary Park has been so poor, it's going to be a hard sell next season for season tickets. And these are the kind of things that are going to be worrying the board, I think.
this is why we have to do it this season. But this is why we all knew we had to do it this season, and we still can. Anything can happen in the playoff, anything, and we all know that,
Yeah.
But let's play away for it in a start. But you know what? Listen, I don't want to come here like I absolutely love Mickey Mellon. Like he can't do anything wrong. He got that absolutely banger. He was. I was cursing him on Friday. Tuesday, I was like, Mickey, what are you doing? I was so annoyed with him. But we simply have to keep him till the end of the season. The board are not going to sack him. Even if we fell out the playoffs till in April, they still wouldn't sack him. Because they know at end of season, right, we're going to have to get rid now because it's not worked. And it's a catastrophic failure if we do. It simply is, but we will be in them playoffs. This league's honking shit, but this man has got 5 promotions to his name. He knows how to get teams promoted. And let me just say this, lads: when we appointed Mickey, a Tranmere fan that I know said to me, he said, "You've got Mickey Mellon." He said, "The football will be boring." He said, "He'll send you to sleep." I thought, "Oh my God, he'll be," I regretted it. Then he went, "But you'll grind out 1-0 results, but he'll get you promoted," because that's what he does.
It's all right when we're doing that, though, innit? But the way that the year has started is not filling us full of confidence, is it? Like we're not grinding out 1-0 wins. We're losing 1-0 at home to Maidenhead. And
the game's different now. He has got 5 promotions. Brilliant, fantastic, really good. But the game was different back then, Binman. Don't you think? It's progressed massively, and this long ball diagonal into the channels bullshit that we see. It's just not. It's not the way to win a game of football, is it?
We sit 4th, Dave.
I mean, what the thing is, this is the thing, Binman. Earlier on in the season, before Christmas, the way we were playing was winning football matches, right?
Yeah.
And it was effective, and we looked good. And we've said it on the podcast. We said it on the phone in. We were even at one point saying, "Can we win the league?" So,
but the league, as Binman said, is honking. It's shit. So no wonder we're sitting 4th. We've got the biggest, one of the largest budgets in the league. It doesn't take 2 and 2 to put together. If you've got the largest budget with good players, you're gonna be up there anyway. But the football is
it's gone to shit since around Christmas time. So since the Leyton Orient game, really. That since then it's sort of all crumbled. And what would you put it down to, Binman? What do you think the reason is for that?
Well, obviously, we all know when back in we lost Clucas and Stones. That clearly hasn't helped as well as you know. But we have recruited okay in January. I think it could have been better. We could have certainly got another centre forward in, and we all know that we still need one now. We still can get one, but whether he does or he doesn't, obviously that's up to the board and Mickey. But I just think I really can't put my finger on it of why. What's gone on? I really don't. But
can I ask you a question?
Injuries, if not helped, we've had a lot of them, haven't we? Charlie's been injured, month out for the season. We have had quite a bit of injuries. That's not helped.
Worthington, would you have signed him?
No.
Why did we sign him?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't have signed him though. I wouldn't have signed him.
I don't get the signing. Waters, would you have signed him?
No. Sorry?
Waters.
Yes.
You would have signed him?
Yes, I would have signed him, yes. I think he's a decent player in there.
I think he's an hard worker. I think he's an hard work, but
he's a grafter.
If Paul Pendergast said it, it's like ordering Nicky Banger off Wish. He couldn't finish his dinner, but he does try hard. Don't get me wrong, he does try hard. But again, Vimal Yanganathan, would you have signed him?
No.
Joe Pritchard. Joe Pritchard, yes. Would you have signed him? Yeah.
Yes, I would.
One thing. Would you have let Jez go to Eastleigh?
Yes, he's shit.
Do you think? Checking all the pace out the squad. Checking all the pace out the squad.
Dave, for a fact, man, I've got pace and I'm crap. So it's crap. One thing I will say about Mellon, why he keeps persisting with Sutton.
Yeah, agreed. Put Hobson in there.
Yeah, it's like smacking my head against the wall when I see you. What's Hobson has to do to get back in the side? I really, really don't know. He's been on the bench.
Maybe there's something else going on with Hobson because
Well, did you hear about the night where there's sort of some comment made about the agent questioning Mellon on minutes for Hobson and how dare he ask Mickey Mellon how many minutes he's getting? I think that airing your dirty laundry in public was a bit out of order on that front, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's a bit out of order, and he shouldn't be thinking that. But Hobson has not been playing because he's fell out. He's been injured, so I don't see what's gone on there.
I think calling it out though was just the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, you don't do
that's
that.
Just me.
No.
You don't do it, do you?
No, you don't. No, you don't. But we had injuries. We've lost Conlon, Charsley, Month. We have been quite, had a big injury list. And I'm not making that as an excuse. It's not. We have recruited a lot to try and compensate them being injured, but we have had quite a lot of injuries, and that's not helped. But let's just see to the end of the season, and I'll see you all at Wembley.
we just got a correction for you there, big man. You've got
Nick
pints, not
Green
pace.
says pints, not pace.
So
Sorry? Oh,
He says-
yes. It's me.
I mean,
I'm
to be fair,
dyslexic.
to be fair, I mean, I've seen you with pints, but I've never seen you with any pace. So I'm inclined to.
Oh,
agree.
I have. When it's someone else's round, he's straight off.
But
So
no,
yeah,
let-
so you're saving the date, bin man. Yeah, Sunday, June the 1st, Wembley
way.
Sunday,
Stadium.
June.
Not a chance.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
way.
You're having it.
Yes, absolutely.
Not happening.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, you never know. We could still win the league. No, seriously. No, that's well gone. But no, it's,
yeah.
Mellon he's won 2 promotions I think he's only won 1 in a playoff here in the National League. I think that was only Tranmere. I think he won the league with the other one. But so let's just see how it goes till the end of the season. If we do, like you said, Matt, if it's penalty shootout and we get beat, you've just lost on a coin toss. If we do go out in the playoffs against, in the first stage and we get absolutely battered, then yes, absolutely sack him. And do you know who I'd go for?
Go on.
Mr. Steve Evans at Rotherham.
He's not going to go from.
Absolutely.
He's not going
Well,
to.
he's going to get the chop there soon, isn't he? So let's get him in if he does go.
Paddy Harwood's favourite, that Steve Evans, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, he got close to coming here years ago.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He's an horrible man, but he'd rather be horrible with us than without us. So anyway, but we never know. Let's see how the season goes, Dave, and I'll get you a ticket at Wembley next to me. My treat.
Okay.
He'll hold you to that, mate.
And a free spot on the booze bus.
Oh, right, brilliant. I'll have a bit of that, definitely. Yeah, nice one. Right, that's confirmed. If we do ticket and a free booze bus spot, I'll have a bit of that.
Fuck that, I hope we finish 8th. I'll see you.
Nice one. Cheers, bin man. We'll move on to Harry. Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
See you in a bit, mate. See you in a bit.
Yeah,
Cheers,
ta-ra.
mate.
Good lad, isn't he?
Fuck that, I think we finish 8. New facts about.
Shall we?
Yeah, Harry,
Harry.
stay right there.
Okay, yes. Here we
Smooth
go.
Broadcasting.
Facts about. Facts about. Facts about. And you find out about.
The Church of St. Peter and Paul is the oldest building in Dagenham. It was originally built in the 12th or 13th century.
For all you Ordnance Survey geeks out there, the grid reference for Dagenham is TQ 485845.
X Factor's Stacey Solomon was born on the 4th of October in Dagenham.
1989.
Or whatever.
The southern Dagenham skyline includes structures of the Ford plant and wind turbines.
Dagenham and Redbridge play their home games at Victoria Road.
England international footballer and World Cup winning manager Sir Alf Ramsey was born in Dagenham in 1920.
When we asked AI if Dagenham was a nice place to live, it said no, it's generally not considered to be a nice place to live.
The roll call of Dagenham musical alumni includes Chris Youlden, Rick and Keith West, Clifford Crawley and Dave Munden.
However, it does have great transport links to central London. Fucking shit.
Arsenal and England footballer Tony Adams grew up in Dagenham, although he wasn't born there.
Singer one-hit wonder John You're the Voice Farnham was born in Dagenham.
Bin days are on Fridays.
Facts about. And you find out about.
Dagenham. Harry, are you going to Dagenham?
Very unlikely. I live in Plymouth, so it's quite a journey.
Harry, did you send us an email, Harry?
Yeah, I sent you an
coming,
email
about coming on the
yesterday or
pod.
the day before.
Yeah. Hello.
Usually I'm at a pub quiz on a Thursday, so I can't usually tune into this live. I usually watch it on one of the recordings, but we didn't make it today, so I thought I'd join in.
Good choice, mate.
Yeah,
Good
nice
choice.
one, nice
Get
one.
the quiz and watch the phone in.
So you're a Latics fan who lives in Plymouth. You haven't got a northern accent. So what's the reason of you following the Latics?
So my dad and all of his family are from Oldham.
Right.
My dad lived down in Plymouth when he joined the Navy and met my mum. And then they split up. He went back to Oldham about 20 years ago. But obviously I've lived my life in Plymouth for 31 years. Tried as much as I can to follow Oldham, but it's been harder in the last few years.
Well, it's brilliant,
it's hard for all of us, anyway. It's hard for all of us.
Fair play, mate. You know, did you go to school with your Oldham kit on and all that jazz?
Yeah. Any time I could, I'd be in an Oldham kit as a child.
Nice
and
what's your thoughts of the season so far, and what do you think the solution is, Harry, from Plymouth?
So it's really difficult to come up with a solution because, I mean, I'm going to annoy you, Dave, in particular, because we are still fourth. But I appreciate, especially in the last few weeks, I appreciate the last few weeks we've been shit, really shit. But I think when I was looking up previous seasons, we're only 3 wins away from, I think, our third best in my lifetime. And I was born in 93. So,
wow.
You know, our football has been dreadful. But if we win 3 more games this season, that's the third best we've had since I've been born. And if it means that we end up getting promoted this season, next season, I could not give a shit the football we play, because our aim needs to be to play in League Two, to stop playing teams like Tamworth and Boston. I definitely want us to play nicer football, but if we get to League Two, I couldn't give a shit how we do it.
Yeah, and the job's not over this season. The job is not over. That's the thing, and I think as long as there's still, as long as there's still hope that we can make the playoffs and that we can do it over a few games, one-off games, then I think, if they are one-off games in this division as well, that's the thing. They're not, two-legged, home and away. It's totally doable still. So I think we need the club, the board and the management and the players to remain calm in this situation. And, fans panic, don't they? Fans panic.
What do you mean?
Yeah, allegedly, they're a bit panicky.
What makes you say that?
You know what I mean?
Evidence do you have for that?
That's fine, because fans can do that. Fans can panic. Fans can cry and moan and do whatever they want. Because
I was close to tears on Tuesday. I'm not going to lie. I was tears of frustration.
I had tears of boredom.
Talk to me about Tuesday. Talk to me about Tuesday first. Let's talk about Tuesday, the really shit game on Tuesday. Come on.
Both games, especially Tuesday, were just shit. There was nothing positive from the game. The lineup was crap. It made the fans, because you can tell on the commentary just that there's no atmosphere there at all. No. I was actually thinking that the microphone was broken when it wasn't. It was just there was nothing behind the commentary.
Harry, when you can hear the players from the back of the Rochdale Road end, that is not a good sign.
Yeah.
That is not a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the lineup was awful. I'm not really sure what I would have done differently, apart from I would play Lundstrom and actually give him the ball, because when we do actually give him the ball, he does play through the lines, he does turn, but most of the time we just play over the top of him.
Yep. Complete waste of time.
Give the ball to Pet to give to Lundstrom, and we do start creating things. But at the moment, we either knock it long over both of them, or Pet gives it out wide, and he finds Caprice, who spends 30 seconds trying to fake and get past his man, and eventually step
over, loses it.
Yeah,
exactly. Crosses it in. Fondop doesn't win it, or he wins it but heads it towards the corner or whatever. He's not going to get it on target all the time.
I love Mikey Fondop, and for all his endeavour on Tuesday night, he did try, and he was
I really like him. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to supply him about 20 crosses to get a goal.
The thing is, Harry, unfortunately, at the minute, in terms of strikers, so we all of us were disappointed, one up front against Maidenhead, bringing in Kay and Pritchard to sort of play behind the striker. But we're playing with an absolutely knackered Mike Fondop, who's been battered and bruised all season by all these giants that he's up against, an unfit James Norwood, and for all his endeavour, a 1 goal every 5 games striker in Billy Waters. That's our front line. That's what we've got. That's all we've got. So really, the question of recruitment does keep cropping up its head, doesn't it? In terms of the options, Alex Reed's gone, obviously, and he was never going to figure.
Scandalous.
Joe Nuttall is another striker who's out on loan at Altrincham. How he would ever get into that side when I can't remember what their number 10's called, but he was a good player. No, Linney's their number 9. But there was another lad up front who played. Their front two against Altrincham, I thought were both really good. So how he gets into that team, I've no idea. So we've really just we're not, the firepower available is just not anywhere near up to the standard you would expect.
No, exactly. You spoke to Binman just a minute ago asking whether you would have signed certain players. I wouldn't have signed Worthington, but we have, unlike previous seasons, we have midfielders, and generally when they get on the ball, they're doing okay. I quite like Rossiter. He's one of the few players who actually wins us the ball back, and gives it to Pep most of the time, who then creates something. But most of the time, that is giving it to Caprice, who does, he tries and he'll get crosses into the box, but they're not usually successful. I don't understand why we have Kay. He's been pretty poor. There's just plenty of players that I wouldn't have signed. Yoga Nathan as well. No idea what he's supposed to bring. Whereas I would have tried a bit harder to bring in somebody a bit more like Stones. I get that we can't keep going on about him, but we needed somebody of that sort of type of player.
We need a young striker, a young, energetic, aggressive striker who's going to tear up trees just to chase the ball down the line. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't got it. We haven't done it.
So I think
I can't remember. I think it was James was saying that nobody goes up in this league without signing a 30 goal a season man. I completely agree. He says he doesn't understand why we wouldn't spend sort of $8,000 a week on a player to do that. That's what we did with James Norwood. Yeah, fair enough, it didn't work out, but we can't just keep doing it. So then you've got to change it a little bit and get in those young, aggressive, quick strikers, like we were saying.
Quick question: do you know when the National League Cup was banded around? And we have it'll give us great relationships with these Premier League teams for these young players. Where are they?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah, I mean, we've just not, anybody that we brought in up front has just been, we've signed, I can't remember any of their names now. We signed quite a few young strikers and not played any of them. And we had Drummond for a little while. That was okay. Then we signed somebody, I think, on loan from Tranmere, was it?
Yeah, Sam Taylor,
Yeah. Did he even feature at any point?
He made a couple of substitute appearances. Yeah.
And I liked it. I thought he was quite good with a bit of pace. And then he played against Man United, didn't he?
But then, we've signed players on loan, like people like Dolan and Stretton and Taylor, who don't, you wouldn't say who fit into the way that we've been playing. We've not really changed the style of play, and players like that, we're never really going to fit into the style of play. Whereas we've been crying out for, like you said, Harry, quite rightly, a Josh Stones type of player. We're not obsessing over Josh Stones at all, but that type of player was obviously fit into the squad, fit into the way of playing, fit in alongside. He could play alongside Waters now if Norwood's not fit. He could give Mike Fondop a bit of a breather. So surely there's got to be players out there that we could have signed in that mode from the National League, or we've seen strikers come up to Boundary Park who are big and strong and fast and a nuisance, and you think they could do a job for us. So
we've got till the 24th of March, according to Matt Smith.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, for transfers and loans and stuff in the National League. So yeah, hopefully there'll be another signing up front, because it's what we need. I think you're absolutely right about Lundstrom. It really infuriated me for the last couple of games how he's been completely bypassed by the midfield, and he's doing all the running, and he wants to get on the ball, and they're not giving it to him. They also did the same thing with Pritchard and Kay on the other night. You know, there's no point playing them in that position in behind the striker if you're not going to give them the bloody ball to run at defenders with.
If you look at the Rochdale performance when they played Waters and Fondop up front, that was the type of performance we needed on Tuesday night. You know, just to run at a team who's semi-pro, who, you know, they're semi-professional. They're going to be knackered. They're going to tire. We just got it. It's not. You know, you get it wrong. You do get it wrong, but
score early, Dave. Score early, Dave, in that game. What are Maidenhead going to do? They didn't want the ball. They wanted to just sit back. So if we go at them from the off and put them under absolutely tons and tons of pressure, get loads of shots away, loads of corners because we're dangerous from corners with Pet's delivery, loads of free kicks, really, really put them under pressure, get an early goal, what are they going to do? They didn't have anything else.
That's what we did at Solihull.
We could have won the game 1-0.
Hammond, where's Hammond? He should be at least featuring somebody. His energy, his endeavour, and his forward play. He's another Lundstrom.
Yeah, and he's signed, and he's on the books, isn't he? So we've signed. He's one of our players. He's not alone.
Killing these young players.
Well, Hammond and Lundstrom are both fairly young, I think, aren't they? And you know, there are players on relatively long contracts. Like they're the kind of players that we want to be able to develop. And you know, we're not going to necessarily keep them if we keep doing well, but you know, we can get some money into the club so that there's less pressure on Frank and the board.
But if you don't play them, they can't be put in the shop window, can they?
No,
exactly.
So are you? Do you remember when we had this with the phone with Unsworth? Didn't we? Stick or twist?
Oh no, I think we are fourth, but we are playing badly. So
what are you saying now? You were ready to sack him before.
I've lost faith in him. I don't say sack him, but I've lost faith in him.
Right.
It's gonna take a lot to regain.
What about you, Ari? Where are you on that debate?
I'm a little bit more positive, but I'm sort of in the same boat that he's clearly not going to deliver any kind of good football. But if he somehow gets us promoted through a series of fluke wins, like I said, I don't care. He's not, as I think Matt on the podcast each week, you keep saying he's not the future of Athletic, but
I keep getting reminded that I said that.
Yeah. But I think I think that's a good thing. We don't need him to be the future. We just need to get promoted, and then we can start developing an academy again and start developing an Oldham way. Whereas at the moment we can't really do that. We just need to get out of this league.
And I think that is that's why the board have brought him in, and that's why I think they're going to stick with him, because he's got teams out of this division before, he's got teams promoted before, and you know, and so that's all good. Now, the question of whether he stays next season to rebuild, if we don't go up, is another one that we will have as and when it's an appropriate conversation to have. I would just like us all to try, and I think you know, away from home. And it's not just the way we play and the style. It's that the away fans are more supportive of the team. I would say this. You know, I mean, they have been very critical away from home as well over the years. But I think this season it's probably a bit more supportive than it is at Boundary Park. At Boundary Park is a pretty unforgiving place. It's a pretty the patience is pretty thin. You can argue, like, you know, Binman said before, we've had a lot of years of suffering at Boundary Park, and it's kind of taken its toll. But really what we need is hopefully now to get into the playoffs, pack Boundary Park, and hopefully the team will finally rise to the big occasion and put in some performances even when we do get those big games at BP. Because, you know,
at the end of the day, the league is shit. You know, as people have kept saying, we can beat most teams in just a one-off game. You know, I'm not saying that we should beat them because, you know, we're not playing good football, but we can beat them. Yeah. So, you know, whether we finish second or seventh or anywhere in between, if it gets us into that playoff, anything could happen.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, good point.
Right, listen, Harry, it's good to talk to you, mate. Thanks for getting in touch. We've got
one
more caller. Yeah, hopefully.
No worries. Take care.
The quiz will be on next week.
Spread the word to all the people of Plymouth that the Latics football phoning is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Take care. Bye. We've got one more
Oh,
caller.
lovely chap.
Lovely chap, yeah. Well, they're all right down there, aren't they?
Some
I
of
bet
them.
we forgot to ask him about the clotted cream and strawberry jam thing.
Get him on then, get him on.
You're from Devon, so it's jam first, then cream, yeah?
I actually don't know because I don't like cream. I'm a pretty poor Devonian.
Do you like beef paste?
Oh, of course.
There we go.
Nice
Right,
one.
see you later.
All right, thanks for getting that up, Harry. Right, okay, let's speak to Dom.
Dum,
Dom,
da-dum, dum.
Dom, do you like cream?
Dum, da-dum, dum, vice.
Oh.
He's froze.
Oh, there we are. No, we're back.
There you are. There you are. Yeah, you all right?
Yeah, not bad. You?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we had our conversations, our debates about Unsworth over that period of time. Well, back and forth.
Angry debates.
Where are you as things stand at the minute?
Well, when I joined in a bit late, saw Binman going on about Melon and Dave with his head in his hands. But for once, I'm actually with you, Matt.
All right. Well, bloody hell.
Yeah, it's
a funny old game.
It is. I mean, yes, the football has been dire. This Tuesday night, I think he was hitting the book fast. One up front against the part-time team, 20th in the league, who had 3 away wins up to that point. That's fucking is.
You know what? It's typical Latics though, wasn't it? It was creating a typical Latics thing to happen by playing that team, unfortunately.
Well, Paul said it's like you look at other teams, they play one up front, and they're winning games. But we've seen Fondup play up front on his own time and time again, and it doesn't work. Fondup up front on his own, it doesn't work. He needs someone beside him. It's almost like the game plan on Tuesday was pass it around the back, give it to Caprice and run forward, try and get something in. There was nothing there Tuesday. Absolutely nothing.
So why do you think he didn't? I mean, Norwood's not fit. We know that. Why did he leave Billy Waters on the bench and not start with him, do you think?
The only thing that I can think of is because for some reason he's playing this Route 1 football, playing the diagonals, and it doesn't work for, 4 foot now, Billy Waters.
But Waters had been in the team that won all those games away from home, hasn't he? And in the 5 games five-game unbeaten spell that we had, he featured, didn't he?
Could be rested him. God, you just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen games like first half of the season. I know it weren't a league game, but you look at when we played Halifax in FA Cup qualifier.
Yeah.
How good were we at that game? We absolutely played Halifax off the park. And then you look to where we're at now, and we struggled against Sutton. We gifted Maiden at a goal. I don't know what Raglan was doing there, diving in. Just start going to the corner flag. It's. Yeah. I will. If the bulldozers were there on Tuesday, just fucking bring him in.
Bold.
But,
it was bad. I was so angry. I'm still angry.
Anyway, so listen, I want to go back to this thing about you agreeing with me because it's a rare old thing. So let's focus on that. So, what? So are you? It's similar to what Binman was saying before about we've got to just give him the rest of the season and then see where we are at the end of the season.
Yeah, just play it till the end of the season, see where we're at. The football's not great. It's been piss poor so far this year, but we're still in the mixer for it. I think was last I looked, it was 12 points from 8th.
Yeah,
that gap. But I don't know. I'm thinking the way that we're playing at home, just finish 6th or 7th, play away.
Dom, what did you make of Brabin's interview after the game? Did you think it was embarrassing?
I've not watched it. I couldn't be asked. After that, I couldn't be asked listening to what was said because there was nothing to justify
blaming the referee, blaming the pitch, blaming this, blaming that.
I don't think he I think he did acknowledge that they weren't good enough. The team weren't good enough. He did sort of offer some sort of some other sort of excuses you could say, but I try and look at everything from the point of view of people. I don't think at this stage in the season, when you're closing in, what is it, about 15 games left, and I don't think that managers and assistant managers coming out and just slating players, and I don't think that's the way that they do it. I think in private, in the dressing room and all that, I'm sure harsh words are said about performances and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, I would like to think that some of the leaders in terms of the players are saying, like, look, this is not working. Having that conversation. It seems like Mellon's probably not the kind of manager you want to fall out with, but I'd like to think that the teams, the players are saying, look, this is not working. Like, what are we doing and what we're doing in training and all that kind of stuff. So they need to have a long hard look at themselves, because if we want to get promoted, the home form has got to improve. Because if we do get drawn at home, Dom, it's going to be the biggest pressure game at Boundary Park for a long, long time. We couldn't beat Kidderminster last year when we had that in for a quid. And we've buckled at home in every single big game that's mattered. So we need to start getting over that and winning some games ahead of any big pressure game that we've got coming up. Because otherwise we'll get a knockout game at Boundary Park against whoever and get beat, and then everyone's just going to be absolutely pissed off when that happens. And it's just going to be, it's... Again, we're going to lose sort of momentum going into next season. So I would just want momentum to be building in the right direction. And you could say, right, we're in fourth, so there is some momentum, but we're not in fourth and everyone's like full of expectation and hope. It's kind of like we feel like we're in fourth and we're hanging on.
Do you know what I want? Fast, dynamic football.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Mickey Mellon knows what good football is.
He knows what good looks like, but it's about producing good football, and it's about producing it, making it happen. That's more important.
I mean, if we got promoted playing this shit football, I couldn't care less. The main objective is getting up. Whether is the man, if we do go up, if he's the man to keep us there, is another question. But it's just get up, get out of this absolute fodder league.
I guess one thing to look forward to next season, if we don't make it up, is the potential for a 3 up from this division rather than 2. So
let's just get up, for crying out loud.
No, but we just not, no guarantees, is there? Unfortunately,
you can't even count on that. I mean.
There is a guarantee. I guarantee you, we will not go up playing that level of football that we played on Tuesday night. We're going nowhere fast. We're going nowhere fast.
Well, did you see that the interview that Gareth Ainsworth did about the whole 3 up, 3 down?
No.
Absolute waffles, going on about protecting the clubs in their league. It's like that's coming from someone who's dicing with relegation.
It's true.
I mean, you're going to get teams like that are going to vote against it. So we can't obviously bank on there's the 3 up, 3 down.
No, I'm just trying to be optimistic. But I think, look, I think that I think ultimately it's in the best interest of EFL clubs. If you're in the bottom 2 or 3 or 4, your club's in a shit.
Turkey's voting for Christmas dinner, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but like you've got more chance of going back up again if there's 3 up, 3 down. If I think that you're better off, because it's a graveyard for clubs, isn't it, once they come down into this division, because it's so hard to get out of. So and someone's going to have to go down every season. So you might as well make it easier to get back out of. I
just think we just forget that argument until it is. Whatever.
Also,
there's play well.
Also, in other good news, there are loads of northern clubs looking like they're going to be coming down this time. So if we don't make it up, there's some potentially slightly better away. Carlisle, Morecambe, Tranmere.
Brilliant.
So I know. Look, I'm just trying to. It's been a bit of sitting next to you has been tough.
I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it.
It's not over. The season's not over.
Is it 13 games left?
I don't know, something like that. Dom, you'll be going on Saturday, won't you, presumably, to Dagenham?
I'm actually not. No, not this time.
Why not? Right.
It will
don't blame you.
fucking shithole down there. I don't think I could do that to myself again.
Fair enough. You've been there once, once or twice or whatever, and enough's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, once is enough.
Yeah. Well, look, are you confident not about confidence, but necessarily, but do you think that we're going through a bit of a blip and that we can pick up and finish the season strongly and go into the playoffs as a contender? Or do you think that we're just going to sort of struggle and limp towards the finish line and then it's a bit of a lottery?
I'm hoping it's just a blip. I'm hoping. From what we've seen so far since the new year, it's not looking good. But I say, praying it's a blip. Fingers pulled out of our season and we kick on.
Well, I mean, on that very eloquently put point, Dom, I think we'll leave it. Yeah. Nice one. Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
See you later.
No worries, lad.
Take care.
Ta-ra.
Right, well, I was getting worried and I was going to send out the search parties, but
He's here. He's arrived by a helicopter.
Yeah, we were hanging on. We've gone over our usual hour because we were hoping you were going to get in touch. But before...
No. Just won't put the comment up.
What?
Put that comment up. Matthew Dean is a cheat at walking football. He was running all night and the referee did nothing.
I have a very good technique which makes me
running?
Move fast.
Running.
You can barely walk, Dave. That's the problem. Everyone seems fast to you. That's all.
I was walking off when I scored. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, all right. Thanks for that. I thought something important happened.
It was.
Before we talk to Ibby,
Ibby was coming in.
Let's just
remind
people of the hot, sexy merch.
It's hot new merch. Sexy merch. It's hot new merch. It's sexy merch.
Visit weareoldham.co.uk/shop now to see our brand new range of hot, sexy merch.
It's hot new merch. Sexy merch. It's hot new merch. It's sexy merch.
Buy it now.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to get an adult-sized baby grow made for you, Dave, so that and get you some toys and have a pram, and you can just sit there throwing them out of the pram. But Dan agrees with you. Dan's not convinced we're going to make the playoffs.
Dan Walker, Match of the Day fame.
Dan, come on, Dan, relax, it's fine. Let's just get Ibby's views, and then we'll call it a night. All right, Ibby.
Evening, sexy Dave and Matt, you okay?
Yeah,
good, mate. Where have you been?
I got stuck on the motorway, so I've just managed to get in time home.
We were getting worried about you, my friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. I had a long journey today.
Talk to me about Tuesday, Ibby.
It was a nightmare, and I've had enough. It's enough is enough now. I'm sorry, but the wheels have come off. This is not a blip. He needs to resign instead of getting the bullets. He needs to resign and give the job to somebody else. Because why? We need to go up this season. I don't believe we need to go up next season, this and that, or there's 3 spots for promotion. I'm sorry, but we've spent a lot of money this season and it needs to be promotion no matter what, guys. And he's failed. I like the guy, but it's result business. And I don't like calling for managers to get sacked, but I'm calling for him to kindly resign.
But the job's not finished yet, but you can't say he's failed when we're 4th in the league and there is still a job to do. You can only say he's failed when we're at the end of the season,
I can understand that, Matt, but we've been here before. And we're going to get stuck in this league this season again. And I'm worried that we're going to lose our playoff spots. Why? Because the performance is like a pub team.
I think it was worse than that. I think it was like the performance on Tuesday was sickening. It was sickening.
You're so dramatic, Dave.
I was so angry. I can't say. I remember when I rang you.
You just sat there like that.
I was Honestly.
Yeah, he rang on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness me.
I have to just say that.
Yeah.
I
I understand that you don't.
Go
Yeah,
on, sorry.
I understand. I understand. You don't like calling one manager sacked left, right, center. But come on, guys, it's result business. If you go to work and you press the wrong button in work, and you'll get the bullet for it. It's simple as that. It's result business, and I won't make a change now to save the season because it's going to turn into a disaster. I'm worried about Saturday, guys.
It's a results business. You're absolutely right. And we've lost 6 games all season, right? And we're 4th in the division. So yeah, we're on a bad run. But if you look at it, work it out in terms of the averages, and you look at everything, we've had enough results, good results, to have us right where most of us, I think, expected us to be this season. In the top 5, right? So I don't think, although if you look at individual games that like last Tuesday night and the Saturday, they were poor, and everyone said I'm not defending those performances at all. I'm just sort of saying I'm looking at it from the point of view of the club and the board, and they're not going to press the button, and Mickey Mellon is not going to resign. So I just can't see either of those two things happening. I think in terms of where we are, there's still every chance there's still a good chance that we can get promoted, but on the flip side of that, we do need to start showing that we are a team that can finish the season strongly and go into the playoffs as contenders. Because at the minute, those last 3 games at home were not good enough.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I spoke to a former manager who I speak to regularly. He's saying that Olden should be really pissing everybody off in this league by running away with it and with the players, because he's seen them on the TV. And I said that Mickey Mellon's results have been up and down. He's saying that if I asked him the question, what would you do if you was the owner? He said that I would put Mellon out of his misery, but I won't name the manager because I don't want him to be named and getting himself in trouble. But I'm sorry, guys, but I supported this manager, but I think enough is enough now. The football is boring. The wheels have come off. The day he didn't sign Josh Stone, the football club, we've struggled. Simple as.
It's hard. It's really hard. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, we did 3 away wins, but Solihull, Fylde, Rochdale.
Facts about
the games that you should be winning. A derby we have to win. Fylde were bottom of the league and struggling, and we made it hard work. Rochdale was a good performance, but Solihull again, it weren't the best performance. But we're definitely on a bumpy road.
Aye,
definitely on a bumpy road. And Ibby says the wheels have come off. I think we are in for a bumpy ride for the next few weeks.
Well, I like bumper cars at the fair, so it's all good.
Yeah,
right,
guys,
are we going to win at Dagenham though?
No, I don't think so, mate, because the performance after Tuesday was shocking. I ended up breaking my remote control when I was watching it at home. I got so angry because I love this club, guys. Honestly, I was born up the road from Latics, and this club, I love it to bits. And it's the fans that have to sit through this garbage. And I really hope he does turn it around. But he's lucky that he's in a job, and if it goes bumpy on Saturday, I think there's a decision to be taken.
Right. Well,
thanks very much.
We'll
mate.
see, won't we? We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Ibby, glad you're okay. See you soon,
No
mate.
problem, mate. Take care.
Yeah,
All
bye-bye.
right. Yeah.
Broke his remote.
Yeah.
Well, what should you do?
It's not a euphemism.
I don't-
You know what? You can. No. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe. If we pray to the gods now.
We need a goal from this fella.
God's number 9. Scores all the time. He is divine.
He's God's number 9. Dave, do you fancy some GN9 merch?
Yes, please.
Go to the shop on our website, weareoldham.co.uk.
God's number 9. Scores all the time. He is divine.
He's God's number 9. We've got t-shirts. We've got mugs. He's God's number 9. God's number 9.
birthday. Absolutely.
Anyway, well, what a grueler that was.
An
1 hour,
20 minutes.
Yeah, nearly bang on an hour and 20 minutes. So, yeah, we'll get ready to play the outro. I'm going to press it when it gets to exactly 1 minute 20, which is in 3, 2, 1.
See ya.
Hey, Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage? Well, what's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave
Macchiato.
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Thank you, listeners.